All right, friends, welcome to a TTL set, which is from the most interesting, the most competitive, at least for many, group in Titans League thus far. I think the highest amount of wins that someone has gotten relegated out of either Platinum or Gold, the highest amount of wins they've had that's still being relegated was 6. And I think that was in a 4-way tie in Platinum in Season 2. I would need to double-check these details. But right now, there is a world where we could have the 5th place spot go to the 8th, a player who gets 8 wins. Because this is so close. We have Slam at 8 wins right now. We've got Dragonstar at 7. We've got Sito at 7. And then we've got Kingston, who has 2 rounds remaining, at 6. And then we've got Overtaken at 5. So, anyways, it's going to be a wild finish to Group C in Titans League. Dragonstar here. Yet he's got 7 wins. And he's really showed how solid he is, and Slam comes in on 8. Both players have been pretty beastly. It's not really a fun time to have to play each other here either, because both players have played so good. Their point tally's so high, and then I'm sure they look at their opponent and they're like, whoa, they've got potential. But so far, Slam's gonna be choosing to not dock, actually. He doesn't have a villager going to dock, which is very uncommon. You've got Dragonstar doing that now. But so far, I personally feel as though Slam has been the best player in this group. He's brought the level that everyone who's a Slam fan knows that he's able to bring. I haven't seen heavy nerves from Slam, which has always been something that could happen for him in the past. He's played quite strong. And it's Malay versus the Japanese. And based on the start, I think I prefer Dragonstar's start. Just because he's been able to get the dock up. He's going to have 2 fishing ships out here soon. Slam, I think maybe even forgot about the dock, or maybe he just doesn't agree with these builds that players are doing where they take their straggler trees. So, initially I was thinking maybe Slam wouldn't dock at all. I've yet to see any player choose not to dock. But he went for the more standard approach, which is build the TC, build the lumber camp, get the wood, then build the dock, like you do on almost every other map. So, WDW says Overtaken was 7 and 8 in Season 1 Gold and got relegated. Oof. Interesting. It feels like Overtaken's always in really difficult groups. Dragonstar almost lost a villager there. Yeah, I'm a big Overtaken fan. For him to get relegated would just be wild to me. But if it's not going to be Overtaken alongside Stark, it's going to be Dragonstar or Sito, which I think are both crazier. I mean, the bigger conversation about this group, guys, like, we're talking about getting relegated because that's really fun, but like, first off, Slam really wants to get first place. He wins 2-1 or 3-0 here. There's no guarantee he gets first place because Kingston's got 2 more rounds. But like, first place moves on to Platinum, which is a guarantee. Second and third place is playoffs. Sito and Dragonstar both got really good odds to either get 4th or 5th place right now, depending on what happens in that Overtaken series and their series as well. So, like, a lot of people look at Sito and they say this is a guy who's a Platinum player. He's top 24. But based on the results in this group, he's looking like he may not get an opportunity to prove that. We'll see. So, Malay advanced faster to the next stage. Japanese, cheap lumber camps, great fishing ships, lots of flexibility. Right now, it looks like we're going to see Dragonstar consider the water approach. That said, as I say that, he's actually going out to get another Rhino, and he only has 3 on wood. Oh, he's making a barracks. Okay, so he is making a barracks, which is going to be... I guess he's going to go... Yeah, he's going to go man-at-arms. I really like the approach, actually, because everyone expects a water play, right? So, some type of water play is expected. Slam's going for the second dock right now. And Slam goes for the second dock to go and win water. Dragonstar does lose his camel, though, to Slam's TC. And that hurts. Losing your scout, or in this case, the camel, it hurts with man-at-arm plays because you always need that unit to block villagers. That potential isn't there for Dragonstar, who we know is going to lose water. He fished early. He's not going to be fishing long term. Slam's even going galleys now. So Dragonstar has the Man-at-Arm upgrade on the way. Has Slam scouted the shoreline? He did kinda, but he didn't really check to see if there's going to be a second dock. I think he's assuming there is going to be a second dock. And Slam doesn't have Loom. And Slam is going to lose that villager unless he can pull off a crazy quick wall. He's getting Loom now. But no Loom. And she dead. So one villager kill already. Slam has to quick wall his gold. And now these are Japanese Man-at-Arms looping around. But we talked about the stakes. We talked about the results and how ridiculous things have been so far. So you have all that pressure. You have the pressure of course, playing in a tournament, which is just standard pressure. And then you have this happening. I think Slam's in trouble. I know he's going to have fish. But what does he do once archers come in as well? This is brutal. I think he could drop a tower, but he wouldn't be able to drop a tower where he could take his gold and also his wood. There is a world where Slam could give up on that gold and go to this gold, though. He could switch sides. But I think you have to run now if you're Slam. I don't see what other choice you really have. And he tries to run. Again, these are Japanese Man-at-Arms. If the camel was alive, both these vills would be dead. Dragonstar blocks with Man-at-Arm in front. And Slam is going to drop a tower here. So all things considered, Eco KD is going to be the same. Slam actually has a few more villagers because he spent less time researching the next stage. He could still take wood. What he can't do right now is take gold. Dragonstar, this tower needs to be in a position where it is not rangeable by Slam's tower. And it is the perfect tower. So what does Slam do about this? Oh, he places another lumber camp. Actually, that's kind of smart. That's actually, he made it look so easy. Just place another lumber camp. Is he a stable for Slam? I think these villagers are heading over here to get different gold areas. And Dragonstar has to protect the tower for now. I would like to see him wall up that tower so it's there for as long as possible. And Dragonstar using one of his Man-at-Arms to kill the hunt. So Slam's not able to take it. But Slam seems to be okay. It could have been so much worse. It's crazy to me, though, that, you know, had the camel been alive, Dragonstar probably got 2 more kills here. The tower goes up. Dragonstar trying to deny wood entirely. But he's not really able to do that. He can't really sit here because of the tower from Slam. And Slam's got 3 fishing ships still working. Let's check resources collected. Resources collected. Ahead for Dragonstar. And ahead on food. He's been placing mills all over the hunt. Playing extremely open, extremely aggressive at home. If Slam were to ever counterattack, Dragonstar could have some real problems. But for now, Dragonstar just taking out Slam's houses. Looking around to see what's happening. He's going to lose his archer here. Just 6 on food for Slam, though, is not a good look. He's going to bring in the Rhino, though. Actually, Slam took wood over here, not gold. Now he's going to take the gold. Man-at-Arms pushing the skirms away. The skirms will back away, though. Dragonstar needs to ensure that he keeps these alive. And, man, Slam's TC is beastly in this game. Killed 2 units already. And also weakened these 2. These things are as good as dead. Oh, but the archers are going to get over here. And there's fletching as well. Oh, Slam's in trouble. He can't tower. This is brutal. What? Such great awareness from Dragonstar. This whole strat is something that I'm sure he designed because everyone has been going for water. It's the perfect strategy. And now, this Slam still can't take gold. And if he were to add scouts from the stable, he could kill Slam's skirmishers and Slam's archers. This could be good for Slam to maybe end up killing some of these archers, but still no fletching for him because the blacksmith never completed. And like I said, there are going to be some scouts on the way here for Dragonstar. Also, I like how the Man-at-Arms are at least like doing something and they're just attacking the house right now. Still, somehow Slam's alive and he just relocated to this gold. He doesn't really need wood over here anymore. Tell Slam trying to block off this area. The scout's going to loop in. We'll find a skirm kill there. That does alert Slam to the fact that the opponent has scouts and so could add a spearman. Archer numbers not going to be too high for Dragonstar. But I think is basically like, I might as well go Castle Age because I've done enough damage from here. Knights would probably win the game. And yeah, certainly thinking about Castle Age now. Also thinking about a tower here. And Slam sees this, so Slam's going to stop that. That should be a dead Vil. What would be really interesting here? I mean, Slam scouting is not great. But if Slam knew right now that Dragonstar didn't have that much army, if he were to counterattack and just go directly over here, Dragonstar's wide open. Let me check resources collected again. Slam stayed in the game somehow. Don't ask me how. He did kill that villager there. Sorry I didn't show it, but I'm sure you knew it was happening. The longer the game goes, the better the Malay are, especially against the Japanese. I do think Malay have weaknesses in late game against a lot of other civs that have been chosen for this map, but against the Japanese, it's like both go infantry and archer. Malay have the ability to hit some pretty ridiculous timings. I don't think it's the worst matchup for Japanese ever, though. Slam has to go tower defense now, because he knows that his opponent could sneak in at any time. And Slam will actually have vision on this hunt, because if you scouted the hunt and it's been killed, you could see it. So it looks like he's headed there. But he's just remembered he has the camo, and he's now going to scout Dragonstar's base. And he sees the gold. Slam's got a lot of eco right now. Dragonstar looking for kills. Not able to find the engagement he wants. Dragonstar has a stable here. I'd love to see a second stable, and the second stable's at home. Oh, this is perfect. As long as he doesn't take needless losses, I feel like Dragonstar should be in an amazing position. I think you could classify this as a needless loss, but he didn't really have vision. Towers are shooting each other, by the way. That's worth pointing out. Dragonstar will be making knights. This is a trash army. And he needs to fall back and drop a tower because of it. That's not ideal. Good house walling. He's Japanese, so he could always just drop... Whoa. That villager died quickly, just because of the two archers that were in there. More quick walls here from Dragonstar. Slam's camel's kind of witnessing this all. But Slam buying food. Slam clicks up. And because of Slam's presence here, Dragonstar hasn't been able to kill Slam or do any damage to Slam yet. The counterattack's done a lot. And I think Dragonstar, really with a misplay here, he didn't have bloodlines on his knights, so knights are pretty weak. He does have this knight here, though. And I assume Slam has noticed this, but he's probably looking here right now as he's trying to block all this. Gets real messy here for a second. Dragonstar also diving underneath this tower here. He probably won't find the damage he's looking for. That knight's done enough, though. That'll be the second villager kill. And then here... Well, I mean, this still hasn't been dealt with yet. That's another villager kill. Here, Slam will defend. Ish. This is such a messy game. Okay, finally the knights will kill this. Be a Bodkin arrow on the way, which will make the range units stronger. The skirms will go down in this group, though, as will that one archer. We've got a monastery for Slam, whose base is wide open right now, and food eco is a real long-term concern. Also, Dragonstar is going to shoot that tower down. Dragonstar, he'll be up against crossbow, so he's probably going to need siege, or he has to avoid the range units from Slam. The score's got to be really confusing for Dragonstar. He's done a lot of damage this game. He's probably feeling like he maybe should have a better position than he does right now. If you could just wall this, though, he's safe. He's got 9 knights. He's going to fall back home right now, though. It seems like he's trying to collect his main group of knights together to heal up and work with the scorpions. You could see that all the weak ones have gone home to heal. I love how Dragonstar's just sending in random knights like this to try and find damage, but I also love the fact that Slam is ready for it with a monk. This is a great game. I'm really curious what happens in this area of the map, because Slam will need that in the long run in a normal game. Normal coast to mountain, that happens. Ooh. So Slam figures he's not going to raid me because I've got a monk. He's scared. And, oh, Dragonstar trying to place buildings here in the camel! The camels made all the difference! Don't tell me, you know, one player losing a camel versus the other player not is going to make the difference in this game. It's going to be crossbowman and a choke point. Camel OP, man. And you, I mean, you kind of have to fight this right now if you're Dragonstar. You have to. But he's trying to wait and wait for his scorpions to show up. If you could have the knights on this side and the scorpions on this side, this could be a good trap. I mean, well played from Dragonstar, because that would have gone so much worse for me. I think... I don't know where Slam goes. Do you decide to attack the knights or the scorpions here? Well, he decides to go through the knights. And the scorpion play was perfect from Dragonstar. Very well played. He again saves a weak knight. And just concerned for Dragonstar. No eco upgrades, no fish. And Slam is on 2 TCs. So even though Dragonstar just killed that army, Slam actually has a 15 eco lead. Slam's on 3 town centers. So Slam is in defend, you know, defend mode and boom up towards Imp. And Dragonstar really needs to be killing quickly here. What a fun game. This is the most unique Coast to Mountain game we've seen thus far. Feels like every other game, we're seeing players fight for water. No one really invests into land. I think I like Dragonstar's strategy a lot. I can't doubt the strategy, but Slam has done a really good job of just staying alive. And full credit to him for that. I love how Slam has kept villagers on stone. I think the thinking for him will be dropping a castle here. Or somewhere where you could take that tower out. Like, that's not going to be easy castle to place if Dragonstar is going to siege push. I think it's just become obvious to Dragonstar that he really needed upgrades. Getting husbandry, getting bloodlines on these knights. I mean, he sees this town center. That's his target. It's much harder to do damage over here because this is where Slam has his monks. He's going to see Slam's crossbows there too. He probably just saw this and figured that's exposed. Scout goes in, trying to kill some monks, and gets a kill. Wow, Dragonstar's micro. Really good, and great from Slam too, though. Dragonstar doesn't lose a unit. Slam only lost a monk. Actually, Annaville. Slam doesn't have anything to deal with scorpions right now. High pressure situation right now. This is insane. Slam wants to drop a castle. It's probably not going to be placed over here. Slam also hoping to push a little bit. Got 2 knights of his own. Got some crossbowmen. Got the monks. Dragonstar still 1 town center. He needs to kill. He's getting +2 armor now. So the knights could do very well against low numbers of crossbows, which I would consider it to be low number. The TC, if it goes down and then the knights run in, it's going to leave a lot of villagers exposed here. And Slam's going to try and use these knights, most likely to kill the siege, but Dragonstar does have a monk there. The Dragonstar could convert one of those knights, and Dragonstar runs right under. This is so good. But if he only had 2 full HP knights there, he would have definitely gotten it. Here he goes in this time. Okay, he's going to get it. Slam's under pressure. The villagers are underneath the TC. They're going to get flattened. Here comes Slam. Dragonstar expects it. Dragonstar goes for the conversion. He does get the conversion he wants. He now backs away from the TC. Still has the siege around. Still able to apply pressure to this TC. Slam still hasn't dropped a castle. I don't know what Slam... Like, where Slam's supposed to drop the castle. Now, there's no monk to heal up these knights now. And Dragonstar only has 5 of them. He's not really producing many more either. And there's also no monk to convert these knights from Slam. So Slam might be able to make it happen. He goes knights for the scorpions. His mangonel here needs a shot and gets it. These knights are going to die to the town center. And Slam's going to clear it up. And now he dropped the castle. Dude, what a hold. I mean, it was so close. Even saves the monk there. Now you drop the castle. And yeah, why drop it here when you've taken the whole area? Just drop it even further forward and take even more ground for yourself. Dang. And honestly, the way it normally plays out is if the player who has a 20 eco lead defends from that and gets the castle down, it's very hard for that player to be stopped. Because now Slam can stabilize, and Dragonstar has to try and play the boom game, but he's so many steps behind in that. Wow, what a ridiculous game. It's wild, but I think if Dragonstar keeps his knight number higher, so he doesn't dive underneath the TC when he does, if he doesn't force it, and if he has 2 more monks there. That's the difference between him losing this game, which he may now, I don't know, or him killing 15 villagers there, clearing up the TC, holding the position, and Slam never being able to drop that castle. There's also an interesting element of this where Slam decided not to build a castle even though he had the stone. A lot of players would have at least dropped it here, but Slam, his whole plan was around getting that castle up there. So he waited, which was good patience. So let's check res collected quickly. Slam's collected 3k more res. He's collected more of every resource. He has more villagers to work with, right? So he has more villagers to send to different tasks. Long term, you probably want archers. And so Slam's got the ranged units upgraded and the ranged units being massed. Long term with Japanese, you don't want Cav. So I think the hope here is Dragonstar goes for light Cav, kills another monk. This tower actually had killed a monk a moment ago, which I showed on my screen, but ideally Dragonstar is going to get some real value from these knights, and he is getting value from them. This is really well played. He's killed 32 eco in this game. Finding more villagers back here as well. Really seeing now how much Slam has expanded. Slam really wants a counterattack, but he hasn't been able to find it yet. Nice fighting here from Dragonstar. Nice movement from the knights to the back corner. Nice movement to have another knight here. Dragonstar's killed 35 eco now. Does need an answer for the crossbows. Does need an answer for the monks. But I suppose, like, the light cav is the answer for the monks right now. This tower, Slam must be so annoyed by it right now. He's really got to find an answer for this thing. And there we go. Slam converts the knight. There's only 2 there. Will he lose the monk? Of course he doesn't. And he just drops another town center. Yeah, Slam doesn't actually have stone income right now. He could do that underneath this TC, but he's trying to balance out his eco. Like, guys, Dragonstar is everywhere. But where Dragonstar is not is at his own base right now as Slam continued to push forward. The presence of mind to push forward when you're getting raided in so many different spots is insane. Dragonstar is an animal with these raids. And he's killed like 40 eco. But the problem for Dragonstar is just consistency with eco. He's now 30 vills behind. He hasn't had the TCs. He's still kind of been all in. Like, Slam doesn't notice any of this. I'm sure Dragonstar's aware. But he's thinking, yeah, I've lost some villagers here, but if I can continue to kill villagers here... Oh, Slam. Slam, dude. He doesn't notice it. He doesn't see it. He's become accustomed to there being blue dots in his base. He doesn't know. Oh, God. So look at Slam's eco balance right now. Slam's eco balance is insane. And he's going to lose his crossbows. The knights just freeze, which wasn't Dragonstar's intention. And Slam, probably a little worried. Like, I'm sure he was feeling good for a while. Oh, my God. The tower's still up. I'm sure he was feeling good 2 minutes ago. And after losing his army and there's still being knights raiding, he's probably thinking, is this actually happening? What is happening to me? Great game here, guys. Both players so desperate to get into those playoffs, right? Slam in a better position to get first place. He's got 8 wins, but Dragonstar's got 7. So Dragonstar wins this series. He surpasses Slam. I'm not sure how Dragonstar would do in the tiebreak scenario because I don't remember the sets won and sets lost, but it should be relatively close if this is a 2-1 for Dragonstar. Knights run all the way to this back corner where some of their friends died before and find more villager kills. That'll take Dragonstar up near 60 vill kills. And Dragonstar will aim to push down this tower. Slam just can't get together. He just can't figure it out. There's just knights everywhere. Look at these raids from Dragonstar. Dragonstar's insane. How is he in so many different spots? Wow. It's truly an insane game from him, man. Like, he's in full army control mode. And he needs to be. He absolutely needs to be. 70 villager kills now. And, like, Slam has had 30 more villagers for so long. He's collected all these resources. But he's had 5 hours of idle time in a 43-minute game. And I don't think he's going to be able to take that good of fights if this continues. Because Dragonstar is just everywhere. He's got 2 Karambits he somehow got. I guess he converted them and he's killing more. Holy. And, you know, if I'm Slam and I were to lose this game, right? I would be on tilt and it would affect my performance in the rest of the games, which is the real concern here for him. As the Knights find more kills and Dragonstar maintains the 2-to-1 KD and Dragonstar is all over Slam before he had to be. Now, you know, maybe he starts to chill a little bit. Maybe he could drop the 3rd and 4th town center and get more economy. He seems happy to just run underneath town centers with these knights. Slam really needs a castle here, right? He needs a castle here, and he needs to have monks next to his crossbows. The fact that, you know, he didn't have monks here allowed Dragonstar to dive. 170 kills for the player from India. Just 82 kills for Slam. And Dragonstar says, thanks, I'll take your monk now. Thank you very much. Another castle from Slam to protect this area. And Dragonstar, of course, has knights going in. And Dragonstar will find more kills there. Insane raids. But I think the castle will go up. You'll take losses, but the castle will go up if you're Slam. And, you know, Slam is now pretty much fully protected this side. He's going to have stone walls now, and the castle has ballistics. So all this area is protected. He now needs to focus his area on this, his mind on this. Normally, I would say you go pikemen against this many knights with the archers, but he's had to replenish so many vills. He hasn't actually had the food. And Dragonstar's just lure your monks. There's a monk. I'll kill it. There's a monk. I'll kill it. Like Kev on that too. It's just any question you might have, like, why isn't Slam doing this? Why did Slam do that? It's because he's under pressure all the time. All the time. It just never stops. Can he get another castle? Can he defend this area? He's in his TC with some of his crossbows and his villagers. Dragonstar is not stopping. He will soon hit 100 eco kills in this game against a player who still somehow has more eco than him. Another monk bites the dust. Slam is struggling. This is ridiculous. Slam has 6.5 hours of vital TC time. What? And Dragonstar on the 3rd town center and the 4th town center, and Vills are just flying. Knights are flying, Vills are flying out of his TCs. He might surpass Slam here. I think what would be really sick from... I don't know why Slam's got a Vill here. I think what would be really sick from Dragonstar right now, just to make this game even messier, is drop a castle here. Because I'm worried about you in the long run as Japanese. So I think, like, if you're Malay, not that you'd be going all in, but let's just say you think your Civ's better in Imp, then you place the defensive castle. If you think your Civ is worse in Imp, I think you have to place the offensive castle. I don't know. It's tricky stuff. I mean, Slam's still got so much access to resources. He's still got gold available here. He's still got wood. Somehow Dragonstar ran through here. The Dragonstar's clicked a few knights through. Slam sees it, quick walls it. Could actually trap them, but it shouldn't really put his APM towards that. Dragonstar maybe sees this castle, so wants a castle here then, so he can go up to Imp and make trebs. That would actually be... That would make a lot of sense. And he clicks Imp. His score dips because of it. Slam probably recognizes that. And Slam clicks Imp as well and will be faster because he's Malay. Slam can still somehow win this freaking game? So, yeah, if you've killed that many Vills, you're probably like, okay, he can't Imp. But like, at the same time, Slam's only spending food on Vills, and Dragonstar has spent food and gold on Knights. I mean, I actually think advantage Slam, guys. because the Japanese are going to need to go... This is the flow of the game, right? You see your opponent's got crossbows and you're worried. So you go skirms. And if you go skirms, Slam is in a position to add bomber cannons against that. After he gets chemistry, which any archer player will. Or he can just go Karambit Warriors. And Karambit Warriors would be great against the skirm. So I guess like maybe Skirmisher Samurai is what you would want as the Japanese. I really hope we see that. I think that'd be epic. I like this from Dragonstar. He saw a couple Karambits here, and he's going to stonewall this off just so he doesn't have to deal with any raids. Any pressure would now go in towards his castle. Resources collected. Slam still collected way more. What a ridiculous game from Slam. I don't know how he's lost so many villas and is still in this one. The answer, by the way, is because he was on town centers faster. He was 3 TCs versus 1, so you can survive if you're taking losses like he was. Now, Slam, he's on Arbalest. He doesn't actually see this castle. He'll run into it. He does back away, though, so he's fine. And he's dropping a castle here, and the Trebs are already on the way. So TCs will go down for Dragonstar. And Dragonstar is kind of like... He is multiple steps behind, right? He needs the archer ranges to be masked. He needs to have blacksmith upgrades. He needs some form of siege defense here, and I'm not sure what answer he'll find. I don't think that Dragonstar can win. I think Slam's just got too much too fast. This is good from Dragonstar. But you know, just now getting Bracer and Ballistics, he will not have chemistry. And not that chemistry gives him access to Bombard Cannon. Slam is set right now. Slam's got 3 relics. Normally, I'd say you expand to these golds, but he's kind of been here already for a long time. He could take all of this gold. T90, if you had Elite Skirms and had to choose between Bracer and Ballistics, which one would you choose? Well, ideally both, because they cost different resources. Right? But if I had to choose, I'd say Bracer. I don't know how realistic a scenario that is. And now, Slam's going to have Elite Karambit Warrior in a moment. You would invest so much time into killing the Arbs, and then Slam's already on the next best thing. What a crazy game. Imagine losing this game, being Dragonstar. Oh. Ridiculous. Okay, Slam, next time you're in this position, can you please tell your castle to shoot these palisades so I don't have to look at it and destroy that archer range? Thank you. So Elite Karambit's going to complete. The Malay are so good with timings. A couple patches ago, the devs gave them their infantry armor upgrades for free in each age. So the fact that you don't spend the res on that and then it's just instant is wild. Allows that Elite Karambit Warrior upgrade to be, realistic for you while also getting some of the other upgrades. Slam, not really seeing a lot from Dragonstar right now. He's going to see the Cav Archers, and Japanese Cav Archers are strong, but you need gold for them. Gold is not something that Dragonstar actually has access to. He can't afford to make more Cav Archers, much less get heavy Cav Archers. He's going to have the Blacksmith upgrades. Even got Parthian, so those are good upgrades, but he can't take this gold. This is his only gold remaining. He spent so much gold on Knights and Siege. Meanwhile, Slam's got 50 on gold. Including some of this gold forward, which is kind of at Dragonstar's base. And there's no fear of Bombard Cannon from Dragonstar, so you probably could just use these Trebs against the castle. Here, Dragonstar's going to try and get some gold back. But 30 on food, 75 on wood. It doesn't seem to me like Dragonstar has enough to be able to push this back, and look at all of this eco back here. What a ridiculous game. What a hold from Slam. Such crazy aggression from Dragonstar. I feel bad for Dragonstar because I felt like he played so well, but it shows how elite a player Slam is and why he is number 1 in the group right now and why many people think he can get first place in this group. Slam's just going to chill here. I'm sure there's going to be a million karambits going there in a second. I like how Slam's taking Hunt. Interesting decision. Anyways, GG's called. Slam takes the first game, and I would be thinking, what more can I do to beat this guy if that didn't work for me if I'm Dragonstar? But it's hard to beat the Malay on timings. Remember when Dragonstar clicked up to Castle Age, it didn't look like Slam was going to be anywhere near. And suddenly, you know, Slam, who stayed alive, balanced his economy a little bit, used the market, and then he was up at Castle Age at a competitive time. Even Imp. It's like, okay, Dragonstar's done so much. He's killed 100 villagers in this game. He can get Imp faster. He clicks Imp. He's not Imp faster. Slam just stayed consistent. He's like, I can lose villagers, but I'm always going to add villagers. And he always had consistent access to every resource he needed except basically stone. I still wonder how this game goes, though, if the push in this corner would have gone a bit differently. And I got to see what stage of the game that was. Yeah, okay, this right here, I really do feel like, hindsight being 2020 and all, that maybe Dragonstar dove too much here. Because he's not planning on booming at all. He doesn't even have villagers on stone. Slam's 3 TCs. You need to take this out. So I think... Yeah, I think this... I mean, clearly this needed to go better for Dragonstar, but I'm wondering what happens if he's more patient. Because the issue was his knights were here. I think if his knights are not underneath the TC and he's just letting his siege do the job, that he can defend from this a bit easier, and then Slam doesn't have as good a shot to clear everything. The blue tower didn't actually kill that much. I checked and it killed just like 2 villagers, but it did kill a monk, and it was important. But yeah, this was the moment. Like, once Slam cleared this, I actually thought it's GG. Because it's 76 eco versus 55, and then Slam's got a ton of army. But Dragonstar was just raiding Slam to death. That was a very good game. Let's see. Eco count. Well, I can't wait to look at how many villagers in total Slam had. In total, Slam had 238 villagers that game, not counting his fishing shifts. Their max was actually the same, which is kind of funny. And then, yeah, Slam collected more of everything except food. Has to be said as well, Malay matched up very nicely against the Japanese.